Hello everyone, welcome back to another PvP showcase where today we're going to be looking at Awakened Snowclowne that was added in today's update. Now, the NPC in order to get this rune would be over here, but I already completed it, so yeah. If you want to find him, he's over here, and then you just do his quest to get tomatoes, fight him, and then you give an onion to the NPC that's over there, or would be over there. Anyway, yeah. This is the newest awakening that we've gotten, or it's like been really long since we've gotten Awakening. 6 months, I believe. That was the Lark Awakening, which is like, okay, this one's pretty cool. It's super busted. So, yeah, let's get straight into it. Okay, so, let me go ahead and explain what this is. Okay, so, when you awaken, you basically, throw a snowball after each attack you do. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with the signature, even though I think it's supposed to. It just doesn't. Maybe it's bugged, I don't know. That's why we're using Cone of Cold. We'll get some moves in a second. We're using our item, the Awakening Form. Your ability doesn't really matter, but you do want your stats in health and magical attack, so that you are bulky and hard-hitting, like usual. The stats become super overpowered. I think this thing gets like 635 stat point or base stat points in total. It's just really overpowered. It's just really slow though, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, because this thing gets a literal nuke for a weapon. Anyway, we're using Feast, Takeout, Cone of Gold, and Pygag. Takeout. This thing can kind of be a slow pivot, I guess, but yeah, it's really nice because even when you use Takeout, it will shoot a snowball that does a lot of damage, so it doesn't matter what move you click. Aside from Feast, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Basically, with Pygag, you can get priority snowballs, which is why we're using that instead. You could also opt out Takeout for Mind Empowerment if you want to be like a sweeper. It also has Chi Bust and Energy Wave if you want to use those instead, but I'm not using any of those. I'm just using like kind of passive set, but like mainly just attacking, bulky and attacking. We're using Theater Mask, Stone Necklace, and Pizza Slice, just so that we're extremely bulky and we hit as hard as we possibly can while maintaining that bulk. And yeah, that's basically it. Let's hop into the first battle.